mother.
Texas tatted on my arm, got Houston on my back, cause I love the city I'm from. Hands up if you feel that.
You're back with Gallant and George
on ESPN 97.5 and 92.5.
from the Veritex Community Bank Studios. Here's Paul and Joe.
Texas 4! Yeah, that's right, Joe. You don't get to do that.
I almost did it. I was like, wait, I'm not allowed to do this today.
Because this is our fight song, and you're wearing a Bears hoodie and a Bears hat.
You know what? This song kind of... I like this.
It's definitely better than the Clay Walker song, which I love, but my love of football time in Houston is 100% an ironic one. I used to hate the song, and I came around to loving it.
Yeah, I'm the same. I kind of love it now, too.
Yeah. It's so ridiculous.
It almost
became
ridiculous. Yeah. Part of it's because, like, when I was producing for people, like, there was a couple hosts I've worked with that it would annoy them so much that it kind of made me like it more because it just became a bit. I would just play it over and over again.
Do you think they actually were annoyed by it, or do you think they enjoyed you playing it because they knew that it riled them up so that they could do their job a little bit better?
No.
A little bit more passionate.
No, Adam Wexler. Love you, man, but
it was an authentic dislike.
He's a curmudgeon?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I like Wex.
I do too, but
Damn, Joe.
Curmudgeonly Wex.
That's a great song. It's a great piece of
It should
American
be the
music.
fight song.
Yeah.
It should be the fight song.
It should be.
Just after a touchdown, to just play this like it's Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah, but I want to hear football time in Houston after the extra point.
Well, like Colorado, we will momentarily wait for football time in Houston.
The
so
Bears
we can play a Slim Thug song.
The reason we're talking about this, the Bears actually have a fight song, and Joe doesn't know the words to it, which is fine. Yeah. CJ Stroud might understand Houston better than we give him credit for. Stroud was asked about the potential primetime crowd on for Sunday Night Football between the Texans and Bears coming up. Here's what CJ Stroud had to say. He is very real.
I'm always going to be myself. I really don't get into the hoopla and away crowd, home crowd. I really don't mind. I just try to execute, do my game, do what I need to do at a high level. I love our crowd. You know, they do a good job of bringing juice and energy. I hope since it's a night game, people come a little earlier. Maybe because of the Houston traffic, people come a little late. And then on offense, like, they could be quiet a little more. That'll help, especially when we're going fast. Like, it'd be hard for the guys to hear me. So I think we can be a little better with that. But, hey, we love the energy.
I love that answer. Look, he's correct to call out the crowd.
He is, but like, because it's like passive in the way he says it. Like, it's not.
It might be the traffic. He gave everybody an excuse, but it's Sunday that we're talking about. It is not that hard to get to NRG Stadium. It really isn't. I know people complain about that area. I don't love the area, but it's not that hard to get to. And he is right. People almost always show up late to all Houston sporting events, not just Texans ones. The traffic is an excuse for Astros games and Rockets games. It is not an excuse for a Texans game on a Sunday where most people are not working. I understand some people go to church. If you're going to go to the game too, I would plan a little bit better. Just a thought. If you're going to tailgate, plan a little bit better. Get into the stadium early. This team is actually good now. He is right. He is right to call that out. I also enjoyed that along the way. He said, like, hey, when we're on offense, be quiet. Smart crowds do that. They do. In Indianapolis, when Peyton Manning was running the show, they did have crowd noise getting pumped in, but they had on the Jumbotrons, they would say, like, hey, a quiet offense at work, and maybe somebody, the scoreboard operator at NRG Stadium, needs to do that. But I think CJ Stroud gets Houston. He's trying to raise your compete level in the crowd, just like I'm trying to raise the Texans' performance level in a game against the Colts where they were fortunate to go up against a quarterback who wasn't that accurate. We're all holding ourselves accountable here, and I like that. This is my favorite CJ Stroud quote of this season.
Yes, because he did a good job, because it wasn't scolding Texans fans. It was like, hey, listen, I get it. Traffic. Come a little earlier. Easy solution there.
Yep.
I do worry, though. He may have given a little ammunition to any road fans that are hypothetically NRG Stadium with, hey, can you be quiet when we're on offense? You know, say theoretically you're a Bears fan.
Yeah.
at the game
Probably
on Sunday.
Probably, I don't.
Now you know to make noise
I mean, look,
when they're on offense.
Like CJ told me, I got to be loud. Okay, when the Texans are on offense,
That's what he's telling you to do.
that's what he's telling me to do.
So your voice now might be 100%.
Yeah, I mean, I might not be here on Monday. Just
Oh, you might call it. You might call it. I'm sick after going to Sunday Night Football with my season tickets.
The Bears lost by 30.
I was gonna say they lose 31-10. All of a sudden, Joe's sick.
I got the vid.
I'm curious about this. This is a comment from at ESPN Houston during Dell's show. Juana Hobson said, Bears fans coming from all over Texas for this game, ... This is yet another very good traveling fan base. The last couple of years that they have played against teams with traveling fan bases, the Eagles in 2022, even in the midst of the Astros and Phillies playing the World Series, felt like there were more Eagles fans at NRG Stadium than there were Phillies fans at Minute Maid Park. They care about their birds more than anything else in Philly. You had last year Steelers fans showing up. You had a lot of Browns fans here last season in the first game, not in the playoff game. You had a lot of Broncos fans. There's been a lot of games where opposing fan bases of teams with, let's face it, like franchises with a little more history.
Yeah.
They've traveled well. I am very curious about this one because I know that there are a lot of masochist Bears fans like Joe George out there who have not quit that narcotic of, hey, I love watching a terrible quarterback with great defense and great special teams.
I do think that because it's the first game of the season, you would think Texans fans wouldn't sell their tickets as much.
I think because they're good too.
Yeah, like they're good. Sunday Night Football, like first home game.
Mm-hmm.
Like from what my dad and I are seeing with season tickets that we have now, this is the one you could sell for the most for profit. Like they are going for the most, and my guess is that's because it's mostly Bears fans buying them. So like I think there will be a crowd there, but it shouldn't matter. Like while there's going to be, you're the Texans. You just want a playoff game. You're playing Sunday Night Football.
I don't think it's going to be a factor. I am truly just curious as to how many Bears fans will be there. Because this year of the traveling fan bases that could theoretically come, the Bills travel all right. The Lions seem to travel better now. And you also have the Ravens, but that game's on Christmas Day. So I doubt a lot of Ravens fans are going to travel to Houston to go watch a football game Christmas Day. There will be some, of course. But
I still wonder how many Texans fans will be at that game. You think it'll be a sellout on Christmas?
It's a 3:30 game. So yes.
Yeah, so it's plenty of time to open presents.
And It's late enough.
It's late enough. You could open presents. You can go to church if you go in the morning. Maybe you're a midnight mass person. I feel like
midnight mass is gonna be popping this year in Houston because of that Christmas Day game. It's gonna be. They might have to add a second service.
I never thought about midnight mass being popping.
Yeah, well, hang on. Midnight mass is on Christmas Eve, so I mean, it might be. I feel like midnight mass. There might be some people that are focusing on the game against the Ravens tomorrow in their prayers. When you're kneeling for the 73 times that you have to kneel at a Catholic mass. But it is Golan and George. He is Joe. I am Paul. 713-780-3776 to call in, to text in. We are keeping tabs on the Astros game against the A's. They're trying to not be swept. And it wasn't that long ago we had somebody texting in complaining about the Astros defense. They had an error in the first inning on soft contact, which does seem to be an issue of late. They have the most errors in baseball since July 30th. 29 teams. They are 29th in terms of bad defense. The Nationals have 40 errors since July 30th. They have 31, which is the second most in all of baseball. They're really struggling.
Oh.
I have an idea because they can't handle the soft contact. Can Airbud play in the infield? Because golden retrievers are so good at softly picking things up.
Was there a baseball Airbud movie?
Probably.
I remember the football one, which was a little much. I think a hit at one point.
There was Airbud Golden Receiver, which is a movie I had on VHS.
Same. The basketball one was always the best one, though.
Airbud, the original one.
Yep.
Yes, Airbud, seventh inning fetch. 2002 sports comedy.
You know what? Maybe like during like baseball season next year, we'll have to do like movie reviews
You can watch it on Disney Plus.
when there's nothing to watch, like nothing going on besides like boring regular season baseball games, and we'll watch Airbud. We'll just break it down the next day.
I like it.
But I think that could help the Astros right now. I mean, it was such a soft contact play to Singleton. He flipped it over to Fromber, and I don't know if it looked like from the angle that we saw, which wasn't perfect. It looked like it just hit off Fromber's leg. It like didn't hit his glove.
Okay.
So it's like a bad toss.
The neighbor from Home Improvement's in this.
Oh, really?
Wilson?
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, that's
That's
another show.
No, it's Fred Peters.
Gotcha. Okay. There you go, guys. There you go.